Hi lovelies, welcome to the channel. Dinma here. Please give us a thumbs up before you leave. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe. On this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why your edges are bald or what causes your edges to be bald. Basically, things that you do that can cause you your edges that you may not know. The first is postpartum hair loss. This can badly affect your edges and nothing can be done to stop this. It just stops when it's time for it to stop. It actually runs its full course. I already shared tips on this severally on things you can do in cases like this, especially on my other channel. You can get green tea leaves and then steep it in hot water and then use it as the final rinse on your wash days. Alright, you can eat healthy, remove hand in hair syndrome, don't always make your hair every time, and also make sure you don't get tight hairstyles during your postpartum. The second thing that can actually cost you your edges is stylists that have no experience handling natural hair and those who will love to braid your baby hair. You should avoid such people. They can yank your hair to the point that you will lose loads and loads of hair, which can as well damage your edges badly. You should also avoid braiding your baby hair, all in the name of protective style. Always ask them to give you an inch space from your baby hair to the point where they will start braiding. Another thing that can cost you your edges is tight hairstyles. Example, weaves, Ghana weaving, braids with extensions, etc. All these can yank and pull your hair, thereby affecting your edges. Always choose styles with no form of tension to your scalp. No deep conditioning and protein treatments. Do you know that our hair is made up of 90% of protein, and this protein is known in our hair as keratin? So always get your protein treatment based on your hair porosity. I will elaborate more on this in my subsequent videos. Next point, not massaging your scalp and edges. Make it a duty to always massage your scalp and edges with or without hair growth oils. That's exactly what hair growth oils are made for. Next point, use of rubber bands to pack or section your hair. Do you have an idea that using rubber bands to pack your hair can actually yank off your hair, especially when you're trying to take off the rubber bands? Next point, use of gels or edge controls without washing off. If you must use any, choose the ones that actively promote hair growth. They help in repairing damaged, thinning areas. You can as well choose castor oils because of its thickness and benefits. So you rarely see me with edge controls or me trying to lay my baby hairs or my edges. All these products contain probably chemicals that affect the edges. Too much of using brush bristles on your hair can actually affect your edges, and you may be losing your edges gradually and you wouldn't know. So minimize the use of edge controls on your hair. Instead, opt for castor oil. Castor oil can actually lay your edges. Have you ever tried it? Just apply water on your brush, maybe your edge brushes sparingly, and then get some castor oil and then use that to lay your edges. It is safer and it works well. Use of hair tools that will snatch your edges. Please, if you must use hair tools that are edge friendly and hair tools that are mild on your natural hair. Do not use tools that will snag your edges, especially your brushes. When you use brushes with hard bristles, they tend to snag your hair and affect your edges. That is why after combing your hair with maybe your combs, you see hair on the comb, and also after brushing your hair with brushes, especially those with hard bristles, you see your hair on the brushes. So that is why you have to be very careful. And I must say here that if you must use blow dryers, make sure you use them with caution, because heat alone can actually damage your hair. Those combs that come with dryers is something to look out for. So always be very gentle when you're using that. If you must use hair dryers, be very careful. That brings me to say that use of thermal heat shield is very important. Heat protectant is very important when it comes to blow drying your hair or drying your hair. Always use it. I always emphasize this on my videos, that the use of protective thermal heat shield is very important, or heat protectants. They are very important when it comes to drying your hair. So always opt for hair tools that don't snag your edges. You can't use tight tooth combs on your natural hair. If you must use combs on your hair, opt for white tooth combs. Those are very safe to be used on hair. And if you must use brushes, get brushes that have soft bristles, because the more hard the bristles are, the more they pull on your hair and your edges. So you have to be very, very careful when getting your hair tools. I don't even know any other hair tools that I'm going to talk about on this video that you should be mindful of. So let's talk about the hair clips, those crocodile clips, and then those clamp clips. You have to be careful of those clips, especially the crocodile clips. They can actually yank off your hair, because used it I've used it on somebody and I know what happened. So you have to be very careful. If you must get hair clips, get the ones that are gentle. Then my last point is not using a certain scarf or bonnet. Use a scarf or bonnet that goes over the edges when you sleep at night. This helps to protect your edges. That brings me to the end of today's video. Please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you on my next one soon.